YouTube is killing me today. Oof. It's very aggressive in the, do you want to do YouTube ad free? I don't. Stop asking. Stop asking.
I
I've
know.
clicked no
If you click this
consecutively
button, we'll
for
stop
months.
interrupting everything to ask if you want us to stop interrupting everything.
Ooh, doink. Go away. I swear. I swear. It's crazy
Yep.
pants.
Okay. Oh man, so many people in chat. We've got Sherry and Aaron and Nikki and Jen and Asa and
Pretty good
Linda
things
and
going
Karen
on.
and
Hi,
Susanna.
guys.
Oh my
Woo.
gosh, there's everybody.
People
Well, a
everywhere. All
lot
the
of
things.
everybody.
All the stuffs. All the
A good
time.
chunk of everybody.
I forgot to take my tea bag out of my teacup.
Ooh, that's gonna be some seriously steep tea.
I have a strong cup of tea. Good thing it's herbal, hey? It's harder to oversteep those.
Punch the microphone. No matter where I put it, I punch it. I might have to
I,
start
I
hanging
tried.
it upside down.
I really tried. I gave you a microphone that could be out of the way.
I know! It doesn't seem to matter. Like, wherever I put it, it's in the way.
We could have gone with the one that sat in the front of the center. It just doesn't seem to make a difference for you. The only thing I can think of is maybe when you buy your house and you settle in, we build a riser. Carpenter's daughter coming out of my face right now. We build a riser so we can clamp it and it can be overhead. Because if you have a raised surface at the back of your computer desk, we can put clamp it and it can be overhead. We can mount your camera tripod on because you're on the DSLR, aren't you? You're on the fancy camera.
Yeah.
We could get that all mounted up behind your desk so it's up off your desk. And then maybe that will raise your microphone up to the point where you can come down so it's like just sitting just in frame at the top of the frame.
Yeah, I gotta mess around with it. I've also been apparently I've been way too rough with my microphone stand and I'm shearing the bottom of it off. So I got some metal epoxy this week, so I need to do some DIY metal work and fix. Yeah, I've been too strong with it.
Guys, we have the same microphone.
I know. Well, and I posted a picture on the work channel for the Slack channel at work for all this remote work stuff, and people are looking at I have that same one. How'd you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm too strong.
Crazy lady. I forgot to grab two of my finishes. They're on the chair behind me. I'll get them in a second. All right. Everyone's settled. We all have our teas or coffee. Jen was talking about raisin bread. Oh, raisin bread. I don't like raisins, guys. This is the problem.
But cinnamon raisin bread, though?
Nope.
I don't like raisins either, but cinnamon raisin bread?
I don't like it.
It's okay sometimes. Toasted cinnamon raisin bread with a little bit of butter is actually really good.
I'll do cinnamon swirl.
Okay.
But no raisins. It's a thing. I like raisins in salads nowhere else. It's like my mom will have all forms of tomato except tomato. Tomato juice, tomato soup, ketchup, any derivative of tomato, no problem. The actual fruit, tomato's a fruit, isn't it?
Yes.
Tomatoes are fruit. I was like, am I remembering that incorrectly? No, I think tomatoes are fruit. She won't eat the actual fruit. Like sliced tomatoes on toast? No. Tomatoes out of a can in chili? No. No.
But every other form.
But every other form is fine. So it's it makes sense to me in my mind that I don't like raisins anywhere other than salads because everyone's got weird food preferences like that. So it's fine.
My weird thing is bananas.
Yes.
Just peeling a banana and just eating a banana. So gross. Can't do it.
So gross. Blech. Can't do it. Yeah.
It has to be in pieces. I have to slice it and put it on oatmeal or something, or even just have a bowl of sliced banana. I can't peel and eat a banana. That is gross. Slices of banana. Great. Love banana. Have bananas almost every day. In slices.
When I come visit you, I'm just going to stand in your kitchen and eat a banana right out of the peel. just so you can go, you're gross.
I don't think other people are gross. I'm well aware that I am the weird one, and I was so confused to discover this strange food problem. I have the same thing with hard-boiled eggs.
That's fair.
I decided that I was gonna try having a hard-boiled egg for breakfast one day, so I just but I was sort of in a hurry because this was back in the days of commutes to the office.
Yeah.
So I peeled my hard-boiled egg and threw a little salt on there and took a bite while I was gonna go and pour coffee or something, and I'm just bleh.
Nope.
It was bad. And then, but then I remembered my weird banana thing, and I'm like, I wonder. So I put it on a plate, and I got a knife and fork, and that was fine.
Everybody's got them. Everyone's got things and just like stuff that they
I
gotta
can't
do. It's still
explain it.
totally fine.
It wasn't like
Totally
a
fine.
predetermined thing. Like I decided I didn't like eggs. I assumed that I liked eggs.
That's fair. That's fair. I miss hard-boiled eggs. Me and eggs do not get along. I miss most forms of eggs, but that's fine. All right. Now that we've had weird food preferences put through, shall we get a podcast underway?
Yes, hello everybody. There's who else do we have in here? Oh, we thought we had no sound, but we do have sound. This is good.
Good.
Angela's in chat. And
Hello.
people are making things today. Nikki's making bread today. Also has chocolate cake. Jen's making chocolate zucchini cake. I meant to make scones yesterday and I didn't get around to it. I might make some vanilla scones today.
It's my birthday week this week. It's your birthday week this week.
Yep. I gotta order a cake for this next weekend.
Yep. Well, you go to Vancouver this weekend or next weekend?
Next Monday.
Next Monday? Okay. I have I was like, I'm gonna get a cake, but I live as a one human and a cat. So I was gonna get a cake because the Path to Glory campaign starts on Friday, which is your birthday. So I was just gonna take a cake with me to Path to Glory, right? Mm-hmm. It's me and 5 other boys. I'm sure they'll help me eat cake.
Yeah, you won't take cake home.
It's totally fine. I'll ask, I'm just debating between chocolate cake or carrot cake. We're talking Stella's Bakery here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And of course, there was only 2 votes for, I prefer one. I like one over the other. 1 vote for, I like this better, but I like everybody else was, I don't know, either's fine. That's not helpful. The majority of the votes are, either's fine. Not helpful. This is not helping me make a decision. This is poor crowdsourcing.
It's cake.
Poor crowdsourcing.
Okay. So is carrot cake or chocolate cake?
Yeah, it's the Stella's chocolate cake or the Stella's carrot cake.
Well, if we're going for traditional birthday cake, I think chocolate.
It's chocolate.
But maybe you don't want to. Maybe you're not feeling traditional. I don't know. How traditional are you feeling?
When do I ever feel traditional?
Carrot cake, then. Go carrot cake.
I'm just like, you know what? Nobody can make up their bloody minds. We're getting carrot cake for my birthday. I happen to really like carrot cake, so it's not a problem. And the Stella's carrot cake, they don't put raisins in. They put in small pieces of pineapple to add, it's not flavor, it's to add moisture into the cake, because carrot cakes can be dry if you don't do them right.
Yeah.
Stella's doesn't have that problem. Stella's always has a very moist, well-done carrot cake. So I'm like, it's gonna be carrot cake.
Carrot cake. Maybe I have to make some of that.
You got a lot on your plate. You talked scones, and I'm like, I have a can of pumpkin puree I have not used from last fall. So it's still good because it's canned pumpkin puree. So it's like good to like 2025 or something ridiculous. Maybe I'll make pumpkin scones. And then I'm like, do I even have eggs? I don't know. I got flax seeds. I can make flax eggs. So it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we doing? We're starting a podcast. We're starting a
podcast? Wow, okay.
Holy Hannah, we got distracted.
All right. Well, let's start this thing.
That went great. Guys, welcome to the Northern Knits Podcast. We're 2 friends in fibre who knit, craft, crochet, and talk everything in between. This is episode something. I don't know. I forgot to ask. I am Jocelyn. My co-host is
Diana.
I currently call Winnipeg, Manitoba home, and Diana calls Waterloo, Ontario home. I'm sure it's on the board, but again, all I see is like a white blurry square. I can't focus on
Trust me, it's there.
I believe you. I really do. I believe that it's there. All right. This is our monthly live. My computer is still one thing and one thing only. 2 web pages at the same time make it crash. Life is interesting. Did not check my mailbox for the last 3 days, so like your stuff could have arrived. I just don't know.
If it's not there already, it will be there tomorrow.
Yeah. So I'm like, this week would have been the earliest for it. So I'm like, if I wait till Sunday, check Sunday afternoon, and it's not there, odds are going to be on Monday, and I'm not like the whole weekend. Why isn't it here? Yeah. That makes sense. So I did that. So that's fine. Not a biggie. I have no idea what any of the formatting is going to be because life, and we didn't make show notes. So we'll see what happens. I'm
so confused. What have I done?
I don't know what you've done. I do know Though we start with what's in our cup. And I
Yeah.
know what's in my cup, so I can talk about that while you figure out what you've done.
What
In the
have
return
I
of
done?
the Nightmare
What have
Before
I done?
Christmas mug, we have some turmeric ginger tea this morning. Mostly because I haven't had any turmeric ginger tea yet for the day.
Figured it out.
I was feeling a green tea vibe when I got up, so I had that first instead.
Good
This
call.
afternoon, it'll be decaf coffee, I suspect. Oh, I really should have grabbed those items off the chair. Your turn. What's in your cup?
In my cup, the giant cup that was clean was the Cozy Up Knits mug from Knit City 2018.
That's not giant.
Well, it's the giantest cup that I have, or it's among the giantest cups that I have.
I need to get you bigger mugs.
No, really, I don't think my body can handle that much caffeine.
You don't have to put caffeine in them. I gotta think. Oh, man, I have acquisitions I can actually talk about.
Anyway, I'm drinking my standard coffee, Smile Tiger coffee. I think we have. Do we have Nightmare Hippie Girl right now? I can't remember. I have a bean subscription and they just send beans, so I don't remember if it's Brazil or Nightmare Hippie Girl right now.
Both of them sound tasty, so whatever, it works. Oh,
I'll
gosh,
take it.
wait for the monster to show up.
I also have random blackberries for a snack, so because it's alive, you got to eat on alive.
I have trail mix if I need some. I have chocolate covered ginger also at my disposal. There are snacks within reach should I require them. We're good. We're good.
Also
I was
says
also
I'm a lady.
literally eating just before we went live.
Also says I'm a lady for needing cutlery for everything.
That's a polite way of phrasing it, so yeah, we'll go with that.
I think I'm just weird. I was just gonna go with I'm weird. Erin likes tomatoes in all forms except pasta sauce. And
See?
Karen doesn't like chocolate cake. I like chocolate just fine, but chocolate cake, chocolate pudding, chocolate ice cream are all gross. Interesting.
See? Everyone's got something.
Huh.
Everyone has more than one thing if we stop and think about it. We have preferences. It's totally legit. Totally legit. I'm drinking my baby bottle of Coke Zero.
So if
I don't like the big bottles, and I want a little bit more than a can, and it's the only caffeine that doesn't seem to set off a panic attack. Oh, I'm drinking it. What are we doing? Okay, she's settling in at my feet. We're good to go. What's next?
Cool threads if we have any.
I can't remember. Did I wear cool threads this week? I went out once this week. It was with Erin. Erin, was I wearing knits?
That's great.
I think I wore the fingerless mitts Asa sent me. That's because I wear them pretty much every time I go outside. I can't remember. I remember I didn't close my coat. It must have had a shawl on. Oh, I had my pink and white one, the long Goldfish Memories one that I made out of knitted wool fluctuary yarns and Midnight Cravings, because I had a Midnight Cravings white and pink and a red from knitted wool fluctuary yarns that I made.
Yes, I remember that one.
Shawl out of. Yeah, that's what I wore because I can drape it over my neck and it just hangs like a fancy.
Yes, Erin says fingerless mitts and a shawl that might have been pink and yellow? ?
Yeah, pink and white, pink and yellow. Yeah,
Close enough.
That's the Goldfish Memories one. Yeah, my brain's like, it's the only time I went out this week. What the was I wearing? It wasn't my winter boots because it's too warm for me to wear winter boots.
Yeah, it's a balmy like 14 degrees here today. I'm going for a walk after this because it's sunny and gorgeous outside and everything's melting, and I'm like,
-8 here.
do I have rubber boots? Because basically everything's a lake right now, but I want to go for a walk because it's warm.
Some of the snowbanks on the side of the road come up to here on me, between me and the road.
Oh, you're gonna need like hip waders to go for a walk when that starts melting.
I have somewhere. Emma bought me. She came from Halifax, Nova Scotia, when she moved here to do her university. She lives out in Vancouver with her husband now. Bought me like the traditional yellow fisherman rain hat. I feel like I just need hip waders and that hat to go outside this year.
Yes.
It's the amount of snow that's going to be falling off buildings from people who don't bother to shovel off their roofs.
Yes. You should definitely, I want to see that picture.
I feel like that's going to have to happen. Whether I want it to or not, I need hip waders to go with my yellow fisherman hat. So what I do need is a pair of knee-high rubber boots, which I'm going to have to order from like Israel or something crazy just to get them in a size and a height big enough to fit me when they're not just men's ugly green ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is just distasteful. Just distasteful. Not happy. I hate when I have to do that. I hate that I have to order outside of my own continent to get things to fit. Gross.
And it's
just
yeah,
gross.
that's ridiculous because you're definitely not the only human being in the country that is the size that you are.
I'm not even that tall for tall women. I'm on the short end of tall women.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people
like
don't seem
gross.
to understand that, lots of people
gross.
are like
Well, yeah,
half the population is not the average size.
Not the average size. And then if you order online and you tell somebody, somebody somewhere's going to get mad because you didn't buy local. And it's like, local doesn't even carry that size. I'd buy local. They don't even bring my size in. Why would I buy from them?
Well, Suzanne is suggesting Newfoundland for boots.
Yeah, I might. But again, can I find one that isn't men's?
Maybe? I don't know. Maybe. Be worth a look.
I mean, I'm going to take a look, but odds are not in my favor. That's okay. I was looking through my patterns last night, my sewing patterns. I have a fit and flare coat pattern I didn't even remember I owned. So, like,
Ooh.
That's happening this fall.
Yeah.
Because, hello. I need a nice transition fall, fun, flare, girly coat. I think that's going to be perfect for it. So, super derailed. What were we talking about? I only went out once threads. And everything's underwater.
It's cool threads. I swapped out my Rivers wrap for the Cozy Up Knits MCal from last year. What was that one called?
Oh, it's like my sister's favorite things.
Does
that sound right? Not this year's, but last year's. I remember that's the one you did in
the one that I finished. I finished a mystery knit along on time, and everybody was shocked.
Well, you were shocked.
No, everybody was shocked.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Me included.
That's the one you did with the purple-white gradient with the gray.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the shawl. I don't remember the name of the shawl. I just remember that they do an MCal every January. That was last year's.
Anyway, so that's become the scarf of the moment, and it looks very nice with the greenish, I don't know, the dark greenish coat. Is it green? Is it blue? I don't know. The Leonard Taylor one.
I think
the Jocelyn coat.
The Jocelyn coat. The Jocelyn coat that you own is green.
Okay.
Yeah, it's green.
It's unclear sometimes in certain light.
I'm registering it as green when I see it. So, but I keep out holding out hope that he'll make a classic red with an undertone blue Jocelyn coat, because then I'd have to buy that one. Just because I would need that coat in that red.
You could probably ask him. He'd probably be happy to do it.
I know he would, because he's a sweet, sweet man. I'm not going to right now.
A custom piece will be pricey, but I'm pretty sure he'd be happy to do it.
So if I ever come to a point where I can have custom pieces made, then I will absolutely ask him. I saw his spring collection released, so it's very exciting. All right. Yeah, I didn't go anywhere. Just went over the threads. Didn't take my knitting any. Well, okay, I took my knitting places, but it was in the car while Erin was driving me around. So,
yeah. I have yarn on the go. I took my knitting to Bee's new house last night, and we just sat around and watched a movie. It was great. Moved some furniture around.
Well, they have a billion bedrooms.
Yeah. And she was showing us, hey, look, I found this chair the other day. Just like a whole chair. Just like, did you know there was a chair here? I didn't know until like this morning. She's lived in this house for 2 weeks now.
That's because they're two humans in an old bed and breakfast. There's more rooms than they require.
Well, and her partner's gone home for a bit to organize moving all his stuff up.
Oh yeah, because he'd be
So
coming
it's
up from
just
the
her in this
States.
giant house. So I think I'm spending a lot of time there in the next few weeks.
Cool, cool. Take your knitting,
Yep,
because
yep.
photos,
Yeah.
photos.
She's got a whole
And
room for a photo studio set up, so if I
yeah,
need
photos.
like whole body knitwear shots, we can do that.
Yes, yeah, that's a thing. Do you have any finishes that you need to have photos taken of to wrap up your project pages on Ravelry?
Oh, probably lots. I mean, I'm thinking of my sweaters at the moment when I finally wash and block those.
You
That's a
already
later today
have knitwear.
project.
You already have photos of those. You have an
Yeah,
excellent one of you falling into a giant chair. I feel like that's all the 8-bit needs. Because I really love that photo set.
I could take better ones, or I have to figure out how to take good sock ones, good sock
Taking
finishes.
a good sock finish photo is hard. It's
Yeah,
hard.
I haven't figured that
Oh,
one out yet.
that's what I forgot. No, it's fine. We're good. Nobody needs to see this. It's good. Guys, it's been a week. All right. Should we talk about what we've been working on? Should we check in with chat? I'm sure we've
Yeah, let's
derailed.
check in with chat here. Suzanne is only partially here because I had to reset some passwords and I'm really working and knitting. I'm in a spacey mood, so Suzanne is partially here.
AC mood.
Us
I
is
always have to use
hydrating.
passes.
It's plus 11 in Norway in the sun, but the air was cool, so both shawl and mittens was lovely to have. Nikki says that hubby took the baby out for a walk while I was chatting with my tester for a little while. It was nice out there.
I've had the windows open. I closed them while we record because I'm near a busy street, so.
We've also got Nancy and Raspberry in crafts. Wow, in chat. I can say words. Oh my gosh. I had a moment today at work. I was trying to write my to-do list for the day, but I was also in a meeting at the same time. So I don't know what I was trying to write, but I looked at my notes after the meeting and one of my to-dos just said context with a checkbox beside it. I'm lacking the context to know what the heck that was supposed to mean.
It just works on so many levels.
I just wrote the word context with a checkbox next to it. I'm quite certain that's not the word that I meant to write, but I don't know what the word I did mean to write is.
I love
Context.
so
Ding.
much. I love it so much. Oh my god.
I don't know. I got nothing.
Jeez.
Nikki's saying that she's in Newfoundland and I have a wide calf and a hard time finding tall boots, especially rubber boots here, so I don't think you'll have much luck here.
I
That's
suspect I'll
unfortunate.
end up ordering off continent or wearing a men's
Probably.
boot. Yeah, which will not look good.
No. That's
And I just
unfortunate.
refuse to have to wear men's stuff. There are women's stuff out there. It is made. It is just irritating that my continent doesn't believe women come above 5'8".
Yeah, which is ridiculous because lots of women do.
A lot of women do. And it's not so much that they don't order bits in, it's that it's at the tall end of the scale. So they only order one or two. I have worked retail for over 15 years. We only ever get one or two of the big sizes, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're gone, you can't reorder them for most companies because a very limited number are created. Same way as I need new fall hiking boots, which means I have to start shopping in July. Because if I don't get them the day or two after they're released, all my sizes are gone.
That's just...
Yeah. Isn't that wonderful?
It seems like they're missing an entire market.
They are. Drives me nuts. That's why when these winter boots die, I'm moving to custom-made moccasins, knee-high moccasins, winter mucklucks.
Oh, that's going to be nice.
Because I'm going to have to shell out $400 to $500 for a pair of boots that finally fit.
But they'll be amazing and they'll last forever.
They'll fit.
Also that.
My dad was complaining, or my mom was talking about buying clothes and stuff. I'm like, you realize that all the clothes that you bought or still might honestly be less than the one pair of leggings I get from Leonard Taylor. Mom's like, yep. I'm like, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, grumble pants. Grumble pants. I'm working on something as we talk.
What else is chat doing? Sherry's saying that she's just iced the carrot cake for her mom. No raisins or pineapple.
Pineapple in it. It's different. Kind of cool. I hate when they put raisins in it though. Again, off because raisins.
Oh, Nikki says you can check Just Fab Shoes website. Oh, website. There we go. Just Fab Shoes website and Additionelle and Pennington's. They have shoes with wide calves.
They do, but they don't get tall enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. They will also assume that wide calves will mean different proportions everywhere else, which I don't fit. So they're still poorly fitted. Just Fab's never had anything tall enough, not even close.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. I know where I need to go to order from, and it's a company in Israel, and it just irritates me that I have to go that far to get freaking shoes that fit, that are tall enough for me in the boot formats. Unless I'm really lucky, day 1 or 2 when new stock comes in for season change.
So I have this business idea.
Catering to a giant percentage of the population that isn't catered to, I think it's an amazing business idea. Well, I mean, you and I had the same problems when you were getting up the Shopify store and getting it set, literally finding something that had sleeves long enough for me.
It was limiting. We found stuff.
We did, and the sleeves are just long enough.
Yeah.
So I suspect when that zippered hoodie goes missing, I'll just order the next size up. It'll be too big and I'll feel frumpy and ugly, but the sleeves will be long enough. Ridiculous. It's why I don't wear some things. It's why I don't do some things. Just they're not meant. They don't care. Companies don't care. They do not care.
Nope.
No. I'm just happy I can knit again because my wrist was so sore yesterday.
Oh no, what'd you do to it?
Well, I mean, 2 sweaters in a month.
Fair. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You got a little angry. Oh, that's the other. I have so many projects. I'm just going to go first. I'm going to assume...
Yeah, I have 2 knits and a not knit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Whoa, okay, well, my claim is I started a new craft today, so that's my interesting thing.
Well, that's good. New crafts are always delightful. Why is she using my flippin' foot to sleep on? Guys, I took a picture of her this morning. She's taken to lying down beside me in the mornings, pretty much belly up. And her head sits on my elbow because I sleep on my side, and she just drapes herself down the length of me. Like, I have to take the blanket and sheets off because I'm overheating. Because this cat is wedged right up next to me.
Aww, she's cuddling. So snuggly.
We were lounging in bed this morning. Not entirely by choice on the human's part, but the cat was comfy. So, as all humans do, you stay put.
Well, yeah, if you get chosen, like, you have to stay there.
You have to stay there. Now, I mean, this started off with me because I usually sleep on one side of the bed. It started off with her lying down and then pushing on me with her feet so I would move over so she could lounge properly. Wedged up beside me. I knew what
She's
was
figured
coming.
out she can adjust you like a pillow?
Yes, like a pillow.
Aw, that is adorable and hilarious, and I love it.
Yep. So I am literally being wedged to the middle of my bed by my cat. She is worse than my previous boyfriend for bed stealing. And he stole a lot of bed space for a small man.
And the cat, who is even smaller, is stealing more.
Stealing more space. How is it even a thing? Guys, I sleep on a queen size bed. I have a sliver right in the middle right now. She sleeps on one side or the other. uh, but I'm trying to finish the row I'm working on because I don't want to drop stitches. This is not my thing. We'll start with this. While we podcast today, I am putting in some progress on some stockinette in the round knitting for Erin. This is, oh man, the cowl name that I never remember.
Is it the purple one with the color work?
It's the purple one with the color work.
Quill Crossing. I remember.
Quill Crossing?
Excellent. Quill Crossing.
I remember that eggplant is the purple, or aubergine, and I remember that the variegated pink that I'm working in right now is tea time. So I remember the names of the colorways. Just remember the name of the project I'm working on. I have to do this for Erin because she has a metric ton on her plate, including going to Knit City, Montreal, which is like in less than a month.
Yeah, that's so exciting.
Isn't that crazy?
Kind of figuring out if I can go.
I hope you can.
Because it's like a train ride away.
I hope you can. I really hope you can.
Because I feel like that'd be a really fun weekend. Just take the train into Montreal. Plus, I've got some of the guys on my team are in Montreal, and I could meet them for coffee, and that'd be really great.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing. You do so many things. I say do it. This is inside out, obviously, because, well, that's how I knit. And we actually even figured out the change in gauge per needle. I think we ended up going like up 2 millimeters so that I would have the same gauge she does.
Oh gosh.
So tight. And it's so tight, guys. It is ridiculous. But look at this color work. So pretty. So pretty. Like, this is the outside.
I want one of those.
This is the outside. Well, I'm hoping to have it done to the point where I'm out of stockinette to knit for her and it goes back to her so she can take it to Knit City, Montreal, so she can show it off in person. I mean, it'll still be on the needles, but you know what I mean.
Yes, come to Montreal, says Erin.
I think you'd have a really good time, and you get to see Knit City, Montreal. Whee!
Oh, Nikki's saying that she has the opposite problem with rubber boots. They're too tall because her inseam is 28 inches.
Yeah. You would totally get me because they're just too big. It's just too tall. Yeah. Mine's the other way. My inseam.
And she was also just asked if she could crochet a baby blanket with the Lord's Prayer on it by April 5th.
No.
Maybe if nothing else is going on, there are zero other life responsibilities.
Like, I might be able to do it, but I'm single with a cat, and I work for myself.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it didn't have the Lord's Prayer on it, yeah, no problem. If you could just pick a good, like a pattern you've done before, or like waves or colored squares or something, then you could whip through one of those. But the lettering takes longer. It doesn't take much longer, but it takes longer. And I think that's what people don't stop to think about sometimes, which is just insane. Insane. I actually had a guy on the dating app ask me how could knitting possibly be a thing? You could just get it done in Taiwan for cheap. Strangely enough, I didn't go for coffee with him. Who knew?
Because it's not about the thing, it's about the process.
It's also really, if that's your idea of what work and value is, yeah, no, I don't think so.
Also that, yeah. Like, do you know why it's so cheap? Because it's still done by humans.
That aren't even paid enough to live in the country that they're in. They're paid pennies per day.
Yeah.
But that when you buy your cheap clothing sometimes, hey? All right, how's the finishes? So let's go through those.
All right, let's have some finishes.
Woof. Took me 2 weeks plus 3 days to do a whole worsted weight sweater.
Nice.
At 24 inches under the underarms for body length. And then full on Jocelyn length monkey arm sleeves. This monkey arm sleeves. It is a relaxed fit sleeve on a shapely boyfriend cardigan pattern. I did mine out of literally leftover balls of loops and threads that I had floating around the house of impeccable yarn. So it is done with a light gray, dark charcoal, and teal colorway. I managed to make the gray. Well, I got lucky, and the yardage on the gray, like the charcoal, lasted till I was done my hem and my button band, which is a proper button band with holes for buttons. Holes for buttons.
Mm-hmm.
I am super happy that I went with a garter hem and garter cuffs and a garter button band rather than the ribbing. I like the look of it much better. Much better. Laundry day is Monday for me, so this will get washed on Monday. So I'm going to sew up my cuffs tonight because I knit my cuffs flat for the garter. Because my garter, the gauge change in my knitting from flat to in the round isn't too bad for stockinette, but for garter, there's a fairly noticeable difference. And I wanted my cuffs to be as close to my hem as possible, so I just knit my cuffs flat. So I need to sew up my cuffs. Though it was pointed out to me that if I only sew up the top a little bit, I have thumb holes.
Yeah. Thumb holes.
Yeah.
Thumb holes.
Thumb holes. So there's a current debate going on about that. And then once we've been washed and blocked, I wove in all my other ends as I went. So I just have to wash it and trim excess ends. So I have the end from the start of my neckband, the finish of my neckband, and my two cuffs. I have 4 ends.
Nice.
Which I will actually do. If there's just 4, I'll just do them. But if there's more than 4, it never happens. Not for a garment anyway. So I got that finished, which was good. And I've been wearing it. And now it needs a wash and a block. Because we all know that impeccable gets even softer once it's been through the washing machine. That needs to go through the washing machine. Because reasons.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm hearing like shifting and banging and like plastic wrap sounds. I have no idea what's going on out there.
What is he doing?
I'm scared.
Is he shipping something?
I don't know. I'm afraid.
Is he opening up a board game box he's never opened before and sorting all the pieces?
No, because he'd do that in the basement. There's a table right there. I have concerns.
Yeah, like so long as he doesn't burn the house down, it's fine.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Super kind, caring human here. Burn the house down? No? Okay, good. You're fine. To clean up your mess, that's the important part, dear. After that, it's irrelevant. I finished my everyday slouchy hat. Look, it's done. Done. This is what I was working on in the car.
Out on
I was doing decreases in the car. So there we go. I finished a hat. Have I woven in the ends? No, there's one. It's in the crown. Will I? Probably never. Will I put a pom-pom on? Hell no. I don't do pom-poms on hats. It is not a thing I enjoy. I have one pom-pom on one hat. It's a swag hat. I wear it because it came with the pom-pom. It's my CBC hat. So the Everyday Slouchy Beanie is a pattern by Tristan from Dragonheart Yarns, and it is made out of some Sock Club colorway last year from Fireweed Fiber Co. So 2 FOs. 1 pills. That's 3. You should go before I talk about my other 3.
Okay.
That's right. You heard me. I said 3 more still.
Well, all right. As we record, I'm working on the Reps and Rest socks by pattern by Nikki Knits. The yarn I was just about to launch into it's Saren from Fireweed Fiber Co. No, it's not actually. My loyalty card is revoked. I'm using some Manos de Uruguay Alegria from Pastel Tiza. Anyway, if I hold that slightly sideways, you can see the ridiculous texture on here. I love it. Look at that texture. Just
so good.
Just
so good.
Hold it even closer. Oh, I love it. And the color is working out just nicely so that it's like sort of doing light and dark stripes, but not completely. Let's hold that in front of my face. Anyway, I'm super enjoying this because it's like almost vanilla, but not quite vanilla. Almost, but not quite.
Almost, but
And
not
I
quite.
think it should have a fun texture. Like, because the outside texture is like fairly prominent, but the inside texture is not. So it'll be like
Oh,
different, but it won't
nice.
be too crazy on the inside of your foot.
Which will be good.
Yeah,
Because sometimes that can be irritating on the foot.
sometimes, but I don't think this one will be. I think it'll be super duper comfy.
Delightful. I love it.
So yeah, there's sock the first. So that's my not quite vanilla knitting for of the moment. And there's
Of the moment.
the rest of the ball. I'm remembering that I posted a picture on Instagram a while back and it was like, what colors should I wind for my next pair of socks? And then I proceeded to ignore all of the votes that came in and cast these on instead.
Yep.
I
Sounds
took
about right.
notes and basically there were 4 of the 8 colors tied, so I'm just gonna wind them all at some point.
Yeah.
I'll get on a winding kick and I'll just wind a bunch of stuff all at once.
That's usually how it happens, isn't it? Like I should have swatched this week for the up north cowl I want to start, since I got the yarn dyed for it that I need, the other skeins of yarn dyed for it I need. But have I done that? Nope.
I gotta open a window. It's so toasty in here.
Okay. Again, I would open a window, but ambulances drive by on my street and they're loud. And things are melting and sound is bouncing and it's just a cacophony of noise. And we're not recording, so we can't just stop and wait for the ambulances to drive by and start again.
Fair. If it ends up being too loud, I'll close the window. But what is that squirrel doing?
I think are you having a squirrel day? Very easily distracted today.
We've got this tree right outside, literally right outside my office window. And it's got a hole in it, and the squirrels are building a nest in there, so they're just all day is just squirrels back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But I don't know what this one's doing, because it was like walking down the tree, but it like sort of like drunkenly, so like I don't know what's up with the squirrel.
I'm sure comments in chat will decidedly let you know what's going on. I don't know, man. I don't watch squirrels and trees.
Oh, Nikki says that she has a sock pattern on sale right now. 25% off of the Northern Slipper socks. No coupon needed until tomorrow.
I remember her saying something about that earlier.
Tomorrow being Monday the 7th as we record this.
Yes.
For people who watch it later.
Since today is the 6th. I was listening to the radio morning program this morning. It's the start of Glaucoma Awareness Week. A reminder that it doesn't matter if you've got healthy eyeballs or not, get them checked out.
Yeah, I should do that. I definitely need new glasses. These ones are like 3 years old. I should do that. I've had that nice pandemic excuse for the last, like, my eyes are not a priority, I'm gonna stay inside, but now it's like, I don't think I can pull that excuse anymore. I should probably just go get them checked.
No, you can't. Well, it's one of those ones where they were talking about it and stopped and thought about it, and I was like, yeah, no, it's one of those things that you don't have to go blind if you go for your tests, or you can avoid it and then go blind. They can't cure it. And it's your choice if you decide to do it or not. Nobody's fault but your own.
Okay, I can take a hint. Jeez, I'll go be a grown-up.
Boring basic stuff. If you do it regularly, then there's never you're less likely to have a big problem. You put it off, it's a big problem, and I don't know why you'd ask me for sympathy. I'm just sitting here going, what now? Oh, do you really need to stick your head out the door and see what he's doing?
I really do. What is going on? Please hold.
So on days when she swirls like this, I feel like I need to start developing some ad spots. The squirrel moment brought to you by caffeine. Why we don't feed Diana caffeine on a Sunday afternoon. She will come back to us eventually. She'll even have a story about what's going on. And when we record, I just cut all this part out. chill for a few
concerned.
moments
I'll come
because
see it after. I was very concerned with
I
it
got time.
baking and stuff. Okay.
Guys, I have 3 more projects to talk about, and I got check-in knitting to talk about still. Oh my gosh, we're going to be here for a while. And we both finished books this week. It's going to be a long podcast. Hope you guys got snacks. Oh, it's also hard to stop talking once you start talking, and extricating yourself from conversations can be moderately difficult some days. How's everybody's week going? What projects are you working on? What's hanging?
Nothing to be alarmed about, just hanging a thing.
Yep, Mr. Diana.
Okay. Cool. He was hanging a thing on the back of his door.
Okay.
There was nails and hammers involved. What? Hi.
I'm sorry for the interruption.
It's fine. We don't mind.
I just had so many concerns. I'm like, why is there hammering? I'm so concerned. He's cleaning his office.
Well, then you shouldn't have disturbed him. Now he might not finish. Jeez, woman.
I know. What? I wasn't expecting banging noise. I was so concerned.
Regrets. You need to have regrets. You need to have regrets. You entrusted cleaning. He may not finish.
I shouldn't have done it.
Shouldn't have done it. I was talking to chat. They might be talking back to you now.
Okay, if I go way back in chat, I did miss a few messages from earlier. Angela was saying, I've lost mojo in all my knitting. I have projects in various states of unfinished. A pair of slippy slippers, a hat called Pebble Hat, and many knitted bags in progress. I have so many patterns, too, that I want to knit. I get inspired by watching you and Wildflower knits, but I've been unable to complete anything in the time specified. I complete very few things in the time specified, so...
Biggest thing with me and Louise when we sit and chat, the first thing we say is, didn't happen. we don't give each other grief about it. We don't give ourselves grief about it. We're like, it's not. We're gonna try, but it's gonna blow up in our faces, and we're fine with it.
It's a goal, but if you don't make it, it's not a failure.
It isn't, because we still made progress. Even if we didn't finish when we wanted to finish, we still done work on it, which means we're closer than we were when we started. Which
exactly
still
progress.
Counts.
Progress is a win.
Progress is a win. Just like practice does not make perfect, we need to dismantle that belief system. Some Instagram reel soundtracks just stick in my head, and I cannot get rid of them.
Practice does not make perfect; it just makes better. Or I don't know. I haven't heard this particular one.
I haven't listened to the full one often enough to know it, but I mean, like, you see the ones I share with you. You see the ones I share privately with friends, because my sense of humor is not necessarily for public consumption at all times.
No comment.
It's not, and I know it's not, because it could be taken the wrong way. So I do not share all of my humor with everyone, because it can get out there sometimes. Diana's received some very weird messages from me over the years.
Practice makes progress, says Sherry.
Practice makes progress. That's all that matters. All right.
Oh, people like your sweater.
I like the sweater too. It's very comfy. I'm very excited to wear it once I have removed the cat.
Oh no, Susanna's reset lots of her not podcasts. Passwords. Okay. Both are very distressing, but like, yes. Oh man, resetting all your podcasts and having to figure out where you are.
Ugh. Oof. So my goal after I finished the Shapely Boyfriend cardigan was like, I got 1 day left of the month or something. Yeah, because I had Monday left of the month. I was going to at least get the body on my Steinkrieger done. Steinkrieger finished and have the sleeves attached. Didn't plan to get the color work. It wasn't going to happen because I spent 3 extra days finishing sleeves and neckband, right? Mm-hmm. Picked it up. I knit 3 rows and my wrist said F you and the horseshoe rode in on. So I went, cool. So I've knit exactly 3 rows on this since the last time I talked about it.
Oh gee.
And then I put it down because my wrist was done. I needed to work with lighter weight materials. So when knitting with bulky doesn't make my wrist bones ache, I'm going to pick this back up and finish it because, oh my God, it's so delightful. This is out of some wonderful woolly yarn from Briggs & Little. It's their Atlantic line, and this particular color is dark maroon. Do I want to have it finished? Yes. Am I worried about having it finished in time to take photos with Diana? Let's be honest, that's not happening until Christmas of this year. Let us be brutally honest about this. If she comes for Christmas this year, if she does not come for Christmas this year, it'll happen in 2023. Is it
Thanksgiving maybe, I think, is
2021?
the next like semi-solid plan for being out there.
Yeah, but your family has you so booked at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Both of them. I might see you long enough for podcast recording, and that's only because I'll put my foot down and be a snot about it and make you come to me for podcast recording so I get to see you. Otherwise, it wouldn't happen at all. And I know this. I know this going in. It's fine. So, like, these photos of me and Diana matched-ish sweaters might not happen till, like, the following March for my birthday when I go to visit her.
We'll get there
eventually. It's my 40th birthday, so I'm going to do something for it next year. I'm 39 on Thursday. Isn't that exciting? I'm getting older.
Just breaks my brain a little bit every time I remember that I have friends in and around 40. Like, how old am I that I have friends that are 40?
I have friends who are 50 or close to their 60s. My best friend is my mom. She's in her 60s.
Don't think my mom is my best. No.
My mom's my best friend.
I think Mr. Diana, who probably has the best friend title.
Yeah,
I chose to live with him, so.
I live with my mom, but she comes with dad. I don't want to do that. So that's not happening. I'm good, thanks. Not that I don't love my father. I love my personal space. Mom gives me personal space.
Okay. See, that's flipped with my parents.
Oh, your dad's the one that constantly.
Yeah, my dad's like pretty chill, and my mom's very hands-on.
My mom is like, cool. Did you remember to feed yourself? Yep, great. Why am I angry? Because you haven't eaten yet, Mom. Let's go have a cinnamon bun. But again, I can call my mom in the morning and go, is cake breakfast? And Mom goes, yes. And when did you get
If you
cake?
eat it in the morning, it is breakfast.
Pretty much. I knit like 3 rounds on my sock. Look at that little bit of progress. I had a toe, and now we finally got some stripage going on in here.
Stripage.
I
do love that. They're so Eastery. I love it.
Isn't that great? And none of these colorways were meant to be Eastery. This is the yellow from the Christmas mini skein set from Erin. This is January's sock club from this year, so it is Star Trek themed. It's the Celestial Temple from Deep Space Nine, which refers to the wormhole. And then the pink is also from the Christmas mini set, plus it's a contrast mini for another one. So I'm going to stripe up the foot as we go, but I mean, this is something I pick up just when I want to work on something slightly more complicated than vanilla knitting, which I discovered while I was podcasting with Louise on Thursday is not the time to do it. Not the time to do it. Probably when I'm talking with my mom on the phone, I suspect, because Mom won't get mad if I go, hang on, I gotta remember how many rows I'm doing. I can just focus on what I'm doing rather than try to have a conversation and knit at the same time. A touch much visually orientated. Since I'm on the phone with my mom auditorily, because we just chat on the phone like crazy old ladies, she doesn't care where I'm looking. The internet might. Fair. She also won't care if I do this and hold it right up next to my face so I can see what's going on. Also won't offend my mom because she can't see what I'm doing.
That is the beauty of audio-only phone calls.
It is the beauty of phone calls. I love phone calls. Not enough of life is phone call oriented anymore. It's sad. I miss phone calls.
I have this weird thing where I really hate talking on the phone, but video calls are fine.
Well, yeah, but if you and I were just video calling, you also wouldn't care if I look at my knitting while I'm working.
Well, also that, yeah. I know you're still paying attention. I know how this works. Oh,
you might go, oh, what are you working on that you can't see? Like, listen, stitches are hard, okay? All right. So I did that. So I have one more project.
All right.
Do you want to go? Well, I
I suppose
apologize.
I
I
should
have
jump in. Okay.
one more project and then check-in knitting to talk about because it's the only time it's talked about here till next month. Oops, sorry. Two more projects and check-in knitting. I'm sorry.
So we're doing this knit along for
We
our fifth
are.
anniversary.
We are.
This is I think maybe I did 4 rows this week on my maple leaf shawl. It's getting there. I'm on to the second page of the pattern now. Of like
Hey.
13 pages.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's
You
the first
have
page is just like a cover page, so it's like I'm on the third page of like 13 pages.
You have so much knitting left to do.
I know. It goes reasonably quickly when I actually work on it because it's not, the lace is not intense. I mean, you can see it's got the spines and then some increases and decreases.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly intense knitting. I just have to, do it ever.
Yes.
And, yeah, well, I guess I should do that. I thought about picking it up today, but I picked up a whole new craft instead. So I worked on this earlier in the week.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's this is going to be a maple leaf shaped shawl. It is the Maple Leaf Knit Shawl by Elfmoda, and the yarn is some lace weight, I don't remember the base name, from Cloud9 Fiberworks, and the colorway, which is grays and browns, is Winchester, brackets Dean.
Yes.
I remember the things. Yeah.
You remember the things?
I remember the things. I can remember
stuff?
some of the things some of the time.
Some of the time. That's fair. Well, the one project that I keep forgetting about because, well, I've already been wearing them. They're in the wash to wash. Is I made a pair of cotton slipper socks, house slipper socks.
Oh, nice.
As the other check-in knitting. Was it the Joe's Perfect Slipper Sock? No, because I read the pattern. For the life of me, there was an error between the computer and the chair. I could not get it to work in my head. And I wanted a pair of cotton socks. So I just made a pair of toe-up vanilla worsted weight cotton socks out of a ball of Karen cake that I have. And I talked about it with Louise on Thursday when we did our check-in. Sure enough, when I reread the pattern Saturday, makes total sense. Yeah, no problem. Which I knew is exactly what was going to happen the moment I didn't have to have a pair done. It was going to make complete sense in my brain. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, I know exactly where you're going with this. But I knew it was me. I knew it was me, which is fine. I liked wearing the cotton socks. I've been wearing them after my bath. When you put lotion all over your feet, slip them into the cotton slipper socks, and then wander around the house while the lotion absorbs and does lotiony things. It's really quite nice.
Does lotiony things?
Lotiony things. Been a really dry winter. Got a lot of lotion going on here.
Why do I keep dropping stitches in these socks? They're not even complicated. I'm on just the knit side. I'm on the bottom of the foot where it's just knits all day. And this is where I'm dropping all the stitches.
Ooh, goodness gracious. That should not be the place you have problems.
No, it really shouldn't. But this is the part I'm having all the problems on. The basic knitting.
So I don't have those socks to show you guys because, well, I've been wearing them and now they're in the wash. Because cotton, unlike wool, needs to be washed very regularly. So, but that's okay. There's still more projects. Of course, there's still more projects, Jocelyn. It's the first month. First thing of the month. There's always more projects for me the first thing of the month. Beautifully crammed. Not even all remotely haphazardly. It's this wonderful bag. From Elsa is my yarn for my podcast anniversary knit. This is the tag thingy. It is poor ball band. Guys, I am not kind to ball bands. Kind to ball bands.
I always end up finding stashes of ball bands. Like, I get a spot where I put them all for a few months, and then I absolutely forget and I start a new spot. And then
Faded
when I'm cleaning up,
rose?
I'll find the stash and just be like, why do I have like 20 ball bands in this one random spot?
I think that says faded rose. I don't know if it'll focus.
I think so. I think that says faded rose.
Guys, it's this color from Erin.
I like it.
Oh,
I'm
I'm making, and by making, everybody watched me cast on the collar and then immediately put it down because I hate ribbing, of a wood rose sweater for my 5th anniversary, podcast anniversary along, and promptly proceed to forget about it till, the 4th of March.
uh-huh. So we're in the home stretch now.
We're in the home stretch now, and I'm about halfway through my raglan increases.
Okay. Well, that's more progress than last time.
So I had a collar, and now I have all this. I need to be split from my shoulders. By around my birthday, I'd like to be split from my shoulders. So I can do a little bit of body work and then do some sleeves. So then I can just push till I'm done. So in this case, I have 2 4mm needles to set aside for this project. Because once I've split for my sleeves, and with fingering weight, I cannot put these on waste yarn or somebody else has to pick it up for me. So I have 2 older needles that I don't use at a 4mm to put the sleeve stitches onto. And then I'm going to knit down the body with the 4mm chow goose that I use now for probably about 3 or 4 inches so that I've got a good amount of body underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have to go back in and deal with my sleeves with the spare 4mm chow goo that I have because I cannot put fingering weight stitches on hold. I cannot see them to pick them up. And this is a very tight deadline knit. So I don't have the time to set it aside for a week or 2 until somebody's able to come over to help me with it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's Erin, guys. We all know it's Erin. Poor Erin.
Erin says that particular ball band does not match the yarn.
Cool.
So it's not faded rose. It's
what
something
color
else.
is it?
I don't know.
What ball band I have? I don't remember. Was this one of the sock ones from last year?
Maybe was that like the cardinal one? Maybe
Was
I
it
don't
a
even
red
know.
cardinal? I think it was like the December one, and I liked it a lot. I remember it's Erin's yarn. After that, I don't know anymore. It's been too long. I haven't been working on it. I don't remember. I'm also the worst for the bird club colorways. Like I cannot for the life of me remember the things. So, but I like it. It looks really good on me.
Yes, it does. It's gonna be such an amazing sweater. Oh.
It's gonna be so good. So I'm very excited. But yeah, I need to get going because like if I've got to work a couple of late nights at the end of the month because I'm just finishing off a body, that's fine. But I don't want to be stuck on Slave Island at the end of the month.
No.
Really,
that's not a good place to be.
It's really
grinding out a sweater at the end of the month.
With sleeves being the last thing you have to do, I really don't want to do that because sleeves drive me nuts. So I'm gonna do the body and then I'm gonna proceed just enough of the body that I can put sleeves on and get the sleeves done because I'm going to have literally like 3 needles in the sweater once I split for the sleeves, and that's gonna drive me nuts. So I'm working away on that because oh my god, I have to be finished by the end of this month and we're day 6.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
I gotta go fast. On the bright side, I'm loving my yarn ball cozy.
That works so well. The colors even coordinate. That's so cute.
It has a bear.
Aww.
A bear.
He's so cute.
Lives beside me here at the computer because I'm working on my increases because that's the thing. Why am I not doing my increases? Because I have to look at fingering weight yarn to do my increases.
Yeah.
Try to do them properly. So that is not a work. I mean, if once I'm at the roundy, it'll just always be what I'm working on because holy God. So much.
Well, that's why I'm not working on lace right now because that's just going to go poorly.
Mm-hmm. In the moment you're like, nope, this is a bad decision. Let's not do this.
Oh, Northern Cardinal, also, or no, Susanna, Northern Cardinal is the December 2021.
Probably what it is. what happens is Erin brings me yarn and we talk about it, and then I end up ordering sweater quantities of it because I really like it. And then they show up at some point, and by that point I've forgotten the name of the colorway, but I know I like the yarn. So
Yeah, well, I mean, the name isn't super, unless other people are trying to buy the same yarn, in which case it's kind of important.
So I'm always in my brain's like, what now? Which one calls it? All right, so the only thing I have left to talk about is my check-in knitting stuff for the goals for next month.
I have my new craft to talk about, so that's I think maybe it's still you.
It's still me. In a shocking turn of events, trying to complete 2 sweaters in a month plus a pair of socks, I did not pick up the holly cardigan.
I can't remember which one was the holly cardigan. Was that the one that was the 70s couch colors?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I can remember things.
Yep. So I didn't even pick it up. I did not have time, guys. I did not have time. And I knew it would be like, oh man, only if like the stars align was I gonna get to this cardigan last month. So I put it back in. I think there was a lot of discussion on what I was working on for this month's check-in. I can't remember if the sweater made it to the list. I think it did. Because I think I signed myself up for 4 things, which seems excessive. Do we stop and give it a think for a second? One of them is a design, because I need to get some designs off of paper and through the process so that I can get them into patterns out to testers. So like that actually has to happen. I actually just need to make my first of these things so I can continue the process. One spinning project, because I need to get more consistent with my spinning. Here's a swag bag that holds a drop spindle with some spinning in it. And quite frankly, when this is your fiber, you need to spin it.
Yes.
So that needs to happen. So I put that on my list just as like, I need to get better at spinning regularly. And I think the check-in is a really good way to do that. Then because Louise is over them. She's over them. They need to be done. The fingerless mittens. I remember for sure went on the list. Tired of hearing me talk about these things. I'm tired of talking about them. I'd like to be wearing them. And still, this is all I have done on the first one. So these are elbow-length fingerless mittens. Need to get going on these guys. They're the Be Relentless fingerless mittens, and I want the needle. I want the yarn to be done. I want it done. So like this needs to be finished this month for check-in knitting. I just can't remember if I also signed up for the holly cardigan or for a different one. I think it was the holly cardigan because that'll be like my crochet project for the month. So there's my check-in knitting. No one's going to see any of those things until the first check-in of the month with Louise is April, which I think is April 7th or something.
I can check. I have the power of a computer. Yes, the 7th will be the first Thursday in April. Oh.
Thursday in April, which is good, because some people had expressed an interest in seeing me and Louise do like a mid-month thing. So we were talking about it, and we're going to give it a try this month. We're going to do the 17th of March on the Thursday. We're going to get together and chat, but it's not going to be about secret project knitting. And it's not going to be about additional knitting because both me and Louise have like a lot on our plate. So we're going to talk about knitting adjacent concepts and ideas, like design work, things we're working, like things that we want to work on, interesting techniques, different things that are going on, like we're just going to do a knit chat is what it's going to be. So a mid-month check-in knit chat sort of idea. So we're going to give it a try and see if we like it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that'll be still on Thursday. That'll be still
Thursday nights. Yeah, it'll be the same
17th?
time it always is. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to give it a go and see if we enjoy it or not, without adding extra projects to our list, because neither one of us has time to do that.
Okay,
Louise
so I'm putting money on
madness.
adding at least 3 more projects between the 2 of you.
Louise is doing Sock Madness this year.
Ha ha.
We're not.
I saw that pattern
projects.
and I went, nope. Hard nope.
Hard nope. She has a new start Monday every Monday, so she's already starting 52 projects in a year. We don't. And my favorite part about the secret knitting is that nobody knows. It's the secret keeping that I like best of all. So What? No, you're not. So no, I wasn't willing to give up the secret keeping, and neither one of us need additional things. We have more than enough on our plate. More, because she also has her guild knit for the month, and she has that it's March, so it's like the Around the Neck challenge this month for the Fiber Friends, and then it's like you and I have the podcast anniversary. I'm doing the Around the Neck challenge, and we have our new cal starting on the 20th. So like we have more than enough on our plates. I do not need to add more to it. Yeah. But it should be fun. Me and Louise enjoy talking to each other, so it should be enjoyable. I hope, anyway. We'll find out if it's something we can handle or not. We'll find out.
I should really figure out what I'm doing for our new knit-along.
It's closing into the 20th really quick. Yeah. In fact,
I've had several ideas. Like, I don't lack for ideas. I just need to settle on one and wind the yarn.
That's fair.
I think I want to use the alpaca that you got me.
I got you 400 grams worth, so you have more than enough alpaca to do something big.
Yeah.
Each of those balls is 200 grams. That's why it's your birthday and Christmas present combined.
Yeah. I suppose I should actually send your birthday present, hey?
Sure, it's a good idea. I do get older this week. Should show up at some point.
Yeah, I don't think it'll probably show up this week.
It'll
show up sometime within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Mail it Monday, it might get here by Friday, but that would be the earliest.
Yeah.
That'd be the earliest. That's fine. I told you I was fine. I didn't have to be on time. My family's going to start calling me sometime Wednesday. They'll be done calling me the following Wednesday.
Oh, Nikki's asking, are whips welcome for the spring knit-along?
Yep.
Perfect. I wonder if I can unearth a whip then. Maybe I should do that. I do have this, nope, that's hand. I do have this box behind me of things. I can maybe unearth something and finish it.
I don't care. You know I don't care.
I know. But the viewers care.
We need to, I vote something new, because the viewers have all heard about the whips before.
I know.
More exciting new stuff.
Yeah, I'm feeling something new.
Something new. Springtime. Fancy loose. That's it. That's all I got. I am finally out of things that I have been working on.
All right. I will talk briefly about the new craft. So I was very easily talked into getting that Stitch Club from my local fabric store that they're doing, the subscription.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Should I feel bad about encouraging
Oh, absolutely
you to
not.
do this?
No.
Okay. I wasn't going to.
Pointing out that it was not exactly a difficult thing. So I got my first one a while back, and I think I showed it off. It was the Constellation one.
Yes.
So I started. Today
Good.
I have done 1, 2, 3, 4 stars. Nope, 5 stars. I can count.
Are you sure? I mean, you have a degree in computers, so...
Yeah, counting is dubious. Counting is the hardest part. So there, I've done 5 stars, 4 little ones and a big one. Woo. It took an embarrassingly long time to figure out how to get the fabric to stay in the hoop. I'm still not sure I've got it right. Anyway, so I've started that. I started. Woo.
So I should tell you about the difference between stitching and stitching that way and stitching in the well, right?
What does that mean?
So when you hold up your hoop, you got one side that's flat, and then you've got one side where you got a little dip before you hit fabric.
Okay.
Most people stitch on the top. If you stitch in the well, the right side of your fabric's reversed so that you are holding onto the lip of the rim, but you have to go down to do your stitching. Some people find it transfers fewer oils from their hands to the fabric as they're stitching.
Interesting. I hadn't considered any of that.
It took me forever too, because I watch a bunch of stitchers on their podcast because I love the work that they do. But oh man, it's also helped me learn terms because there's so many. It's like knitting and spinning. I'm like, why? Why did I find another craft with so many terms? Because they all have terms. They all have terms.
Well, yeah.
I'm excited that you started. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
So far, I'm going to hold this up way higher than I'm actually holding it, but I've just kind of been like holding it more like this.
Yeah.
And like, cause it's a really big hoop. It's just like kind of awkward to just hold the hoops. So yeah, I've just been like bracing it
I'm
against myself.
a big fan of the idea that if you're comfortable while you're holding it, you're not injuring yourself, and you're getting a finished product you like, you're holding it correctly.
Yeah. So this is going to take a very long time.
Yes.
The
Next kit should
beginner.
arrive next month, shouldn't it?
I think so. Yeah. It's not going to be done by then. The beginner mode is to just stitch the stars, which are all marked with
Yes.
these little X's or pluses, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then the more advanced one, which they of course also give you thread for, is to outline all of the constellations.
I say do the advanced one.
I'm absolutely doing the advanced one. I figured I would get comfortable with it by doing the stars, at least the stars that don't cross over the lines
Yeah.
of the constellations. Because then there's white thread for outlining all the constellations, and then you can go back and do the stars, the gold stars on top of the white thread.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, do the stars that are separate from everything to get comfortable with it. Then do the lining, because that's just going to be excellent practice.
Yeah, so it's got a whole guide about all the different kinds of stitches, and it's got a color-coded guide for which stitches go where on each of the constellations. So it's a good kit. I like it.
Oh, wonderful. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
Trust
so it
me.
came with the gold thread and the white thread and needle and a book that has enough information to get you started.
If I could afford to do it, I absolutely would. But you know me in supporting crafting things.
Do all the crafting things.
Do all the crafting.
This is my fun new craft that I did today instead of working on the lace shawl. I felt the need for doing something new.
I thought about cross-stitching yesterday. I listened to a book and cleaned all my floors instead. Like, full-on open windows Murphy oiled my hardwood floors, cleaned my floors.
Ooh, that's so very
good.
clean.
I feel so good for doing that. My cat's still kind of grumpy about it.
Yeah, probably smells funny.
Murphy's oil is quite strong. That's why I do it only when I can open up the windows, because I have to air out the place otherwise my brain goes, Murphy's oil.
And now my neighbors are banging. Ugh.
Cool.
All right, window closed.
Great. Well, with that, I suppose it takes us to wool gathering. Shall we see how everyone in chat's doing?
Yeah. Catching up. Let's see. People are having so many conversations with each other, which is wonderful, but I have to figure out what's a conversation with us versus other people. Also was saying that she also loves her yarn cozy. And
yeah.
Yes. I don't know where I put mine. It's in a project bag somewhere, being useful. I just don't remember which project mine's in. I think it might be with my Diana socks.
Maybe.
It's definitely in use. I just don't know where. Yeah, so, your Woodrow sweater is definitely Northern Cardinal. Northern Cardinal. I can say things.
So it's a soft club colorway. That's what I was thinking.
Whoops, welcome. Blah, blah, blah.
Whoops are welcome.
What else is going on? Susanna says Carolyn does that, I believe, to Stitching in the Well.
Yes.
I don't know, I'll do it this way for this project and then try it a different way for a different project.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those ones that if I take to cross stitch, I'm inevitably going to get, you can get floor frames where they sit on the floor. So you can have them in front of you and the frame itself sits on the floor so you're not holding anything.
Yeah, I've seen those. I think that is something, if I end up really liking this, I feel like if I do 3 projects and I'm super into it, I will get one of those.
That's what I'm thinking too. Because then I can get like a clamp-on lamp that hang out on one of the legs, and then I can have it backlit, which is what I need to be able to do cross stitches. It has to be backlit so I can find the holes, right? Because I can't see them otherwise. But I gotta do a couple first just to see if I'm in the groove for it. Because if I am, then yeah, I'll absolutely invest in a floor thing. So it just makes it easier to stitch.
Yeah.
Same way as now that I'm committed to some things, I'm upgrading my toolkits for them because I'm really enjoying
it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Carolyn is from Off the Grid Needle Arts.
She is, yeah.
I recognize that name.
She's just really cute bags.
Oh, Karen was questioning my neighbors are what? My neighbors are banging. They were banging something. I don't know. I think they're a giant shovel. I don't know what they're doing. They're making banging noises. Loud noises. Okay. That brings us to wool gathering.
It does.
And the unscripted Patreon ad. Yay.
True story. That's your thing.
If for some reason you would like to financially support these shenanigans, you may do so at patreon.com/northernknitspodcast. 257. I'm not a professional yet. Support at any level gets you access to our patron-only Discord server, where we're active at all hours of the day and the night, because time zones, and enable each other into everything all the time, because what is restraint? Don't go looking for restraint in our Discord server. You will find none. What else? We've got the bi-weekly Experimental Tuesdays. We've got early access to bonus content. I'm forgetting something. Oh, the monthly e-knit-in for the higher tiers, where we get in on a Zoom call and hang out and get to see what everybody else is knitting. Yes, I can see you trying really hard not to laugh. I'm professional!
They're weekly. They're weekly. It's just you only do it every other week. Every time.
Okay.
I love you so much.
So the next e-knit-in is going to be... Oh, crap, I didn't look it up. It's going to be on the second last Saturday of March, which is the 19th of March.
Ooh, 20th, 19th. Oh, the day before the live cast-on party.
Yes. Oh, and then we're also doing quarterly movie watch parties. We haven't figured out a movie or a date for the next one, but the first one was pretty fun once we figured out the technical limitations.
We got there.
We figured it out. It was fun. Yeah. So we'll pick a movie and a time sometime from, what, April, May, June is the next quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the poll is going to go up on Patreon as soon as I can have the computer not crash every time I open Patreon.
Fair. So probably sometime before the end of the month, there will be a poll to pick our next movie. And then we'll figure out a date.
Yep.
Yay.
One step at a time.
Is that everything? I feel like that's everything. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten?
As always, we super understand that budgets are a real life thing. If you cannot financially support us, hitting the like, subscribing buttons, as well as following us on other social media platforms is greatly appreciated. It lets us chat with you guys and see what's up and what's going on, which is something we always enjoy doing. Using the hashtags is how we find you on the Instagrams. And we have a Facebook group if you'd like to join that. And at some point, Diana will remember that she has to post photos there. I mean, it will happen one day.
One day I might remember that, yeah. One day I might remember.
It might be me texting her. She's posted on Instagram going, hey, did you post that to Facebook? It might be Asa doing it from now on.
I super wish there was, because in my ideal world, I would be thinking about posting on Instagram right after we're done this, and so I'd spend however long just planning out a few days worth of posts to like schedule them to go up throughout the week, and then it would be done and I wouldn't have to think about it. But Instagram doesn't let you do that. Facebook does. So maybe I should like prioritize posting on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because I can schedule those.
You can schedule the Facebook posts, yeah.
So maybe I should do that.
It's true. It's a thing. As always. The other thing that we need to do that it is almost time for bonus content is the like quarterly check-in on our bingo knitting cards, because we were really bad at that last year. So we need to, you and I need to pick a date to sit down and record that so we can share that with people.
Yes.
Not this week and not next week. We're both busy.
Yes. Not birthday week and not
Mm-mm.
I'm in another province week.
Yeah.
But
It
after that.
might be the week after, so I can get it up and out. This is how stuff works. All right. We have a couple of cows ongoing. At the moment, we are currently running our podcast anniversary, the 5th edition cow. It is going to run to the end of March. The item our idea behind that is to help us celebrate our 5th anniversary podcasting, which we are officially in because it is the month of March. And we started March 5 years ago. Isn't that crazy pants? Crazy pants. So
Just having a small existential crisis.
okay, well, while you blue screen of death, I'm going to let everybody know that the key theme for this year was a wood as the key word. So that could be a type of wood, a flower that grows in the forest, therefore it's near woods, leaves, and so long as you can justify the wood theme. I have not said no. I have not said no. Ideally 3 skeins or more, but if it's like 2 skeins of lace weight, I've said fine. If it's 1 skein of lace weight, I've said fine, because different weights, different yardages. And adult-sized garments only, please, or adult-sized items only. If you are an adult and you knit a child's large because you are just that size, that's fine, but we're trying to stay away from newborn knits and stuff. So with all of that going on, please use the hashtag, which Diana has linked for everybody in the notes for spelling, which is hashtag podcastiversary, so we can find you guys at the end of the month and collect all of the entries for prizes, because boy, do I have prizes. We have the lovely Tracy who's sending, well, she's not sending it, she's going to send it to you guys, a project bag. We got a couple of skeins of yarn from the wonderful Miss Erin, which will also go out to a couple of winners. And then if one of the winners that we have left after those big draws is not already a member of Discord, me and Diana are offering a 6-month entry into the Discord, so you can also see all the shenanigans that is going on. Because
First taste is free.
First taste is free. So all of that's going on. And then on the 20th of March, which is going to be a live YouTube cast on party, like we do, because it's a thing we do, we're going to start the spring cal. So all of the rules and regulations for that are actually in the show notes, plus a plethora of wonderfully curated inspirational links to help get everybody in the spring mood. Now, it is an all-star cal. It is a spring equinox cal. The idea is spring. That's it. That's as narrow as we made it.
Spring. Green things, flowering things, chickens, Easter things.
You justify it that it's spring, I'm going to give it to you. You know I'm going to give it to you. No skein
Celestial
minimum.
things, all the things.
All the things. No skein minimum requirement, but again, we did ask for like try to stay out of the kids stuff and the newborn stuff and into adult-sized items to encourage knitting for you, not just always knitting as gift knittings and doing other knits, but to knit things for yourself as well. Or gifts for your adult friends. I don't know. Maybe you know someone who needs a bumpkin.
I mean, probably. You might. So that's going on. Crochet counts, we're pretty open. We rarely say no. They can count on one hand the number of times I've said no in 5 years worth of cows. I rarely say no, guys. The point is to join in and have fun, not to be super strict.
Yeah, not to be super strict. What do I got going on here? I have all sorts of things going on. Cool. My phone would like to tell me useless pieces of information. All right. The only other thing I have is 2 skeins for acquisitions, and I'm good. Why? Because that box is my birthday yarn. I can't open that till Thursday.
Ah.
So the following week, I'll have extra stuff.
I opened the March yarn from Erin the other day. It's pretty. I like it. Good birthday yarn.
Your birthday yarn?
I mean, I know it's not actually birthday yarn. It just works out very nicely.
I needed to get a skein of green yarn because, well, quite frankly, I wanted to make a really pretty colorworked hat. That's name I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to read things.
Was that that was the hat that you were showing me a while back? Was
Yeah,
it
yeah.
that one? Okay. I
Karen?
also don't remember the name.
So I've got a skein of variegated yarn that I'm going to use as a color work, and I needed a good contrast yarn. So here's a beautiful, well, main color to go with the contrast of the variegated color work I'm going to do. So I got me a nice green. Since the sock yarn is Aran yarn, I also went with more sock yarn from Aran. I don't remember the name of this color. Black Emerald.
Yes, I recognize that one as me when I was buying. No, wait, this yarn behind me for the Cobra sweater that has been requested by my niece that I really need to start. But I seriously looked at the Black Emerald. I'm like, do I need a whole bunch of green yarn for a sweater for me? And I decided no, but I may regret that decision. I really like that color.
Using the Black Emerald, I actually ordered 3 more skeins. I think I'm starting with 2 skeins more of the Black Emerald.
What was the Karen hat, says Asa.
It's Karen hat. Okay, that's what I thought. I've got the other ball wound up in a bag somewhere, so I'm going to stick this in there until I get a chance to start that project because I really freaking like that hat. But I have more Black Emerald coming to me to go with my Magnolia, which is this beautiful white to pink, and I'm going to do the Up North cowl in those 2 colors.
Oh, that's going to be gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Oh. It also literally takes 800 yards of the contrast color to make this thing. It is a big fingering weight cowl. No, 400, just shy of 500 yards or 400. It's a lot. I'm making the big one. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be double wrapped. It's going to be fingering. It's in the round color work. I'm very excited. Will I be done by the end of the March? Oh, heavens, no. But I'm going to start. It's totally fine. The other thing I really, really needed to pick up was the grown-up Valentine's Day sock set.
Oh, that's pretty.
Sweet Romance. I literally just read this. What is wrong with my brain today? Yes, Sweet Romance. Because I really wanted a pair of socks in this. Really, really, really did.
That's really cute. I really like that.
Or something, because this looks really good next to my skin too. So like, it's gonna go somewhere. It's gonna become something. I just don't know what yet. But I really, really needs it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, if there's any left over when you're done, I would love one. So that's going on. But I've got, in a shocking turn of events, I have more yarn coming to me. Later. So that is my acquisitions. I got some yarn. Did I get Marches? Yes. Can you see it? No. It's not the end of March yet.
Squinting at my frame, trying to... Can you technically see Marches? Because it's right... I stuck it up here somewhere, but I think it's just out of frame.
It's way up over there. No one's seeing nothing.
I have no acquisitions.
No acquisitions?
Yes. No acquisitions, no. I started a new craft. That was my thing.
That was your thing?
That was the thing.
All right, on the bright side, that means we're all done with that because I don't have to reiterate all the rules now that we know how to do rules in the show notes on the webpage. Woohoo! All that's left is books, I think.
Yeah. Everybody hold on to your hats. I finished 3 books.
Had to happen at some point.
But then you went and said you finished like 6 books or something, so like never mind.
Really can't. Our reading levels are totally different.
I know. But I was like, yeah, I read so much. And like, oh, well. Okay, so much for me.
Not a lot for you. A lot for you.
So last week, I think I said I had like 90 minutes left of The Name of the Wind.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally finished that. Yay!
Oh, good.
It was such a slow burn getting started that it picks up towards the end. And then the story doesn't even finish. So I have the second book on hold now at the library, in the library app. Yep. So, yep. So I like that one.
Good.
Gonna give that one 4 stars. Slow to start, but really good once you're into it.
Yeah, once you hit that halfway point, it's beautiful. You just got to get to that halfway point.
Yeah. Sorry, squirrels doing squirrel things. I don't even know. What else did I finish this week? I finished Ancillary Justice.
Good.
5 stars.
I've got it on hold, so whenever it pops up, I'll get it and read it.
Yep. Ancillary Justice by Anne Leckie. 5 stars. Read it. I don't care if you like sci-fi. Read it anyway. It's not the crunchy sci-fi that's like, this is how this works and this is all the technobabble. No, it's just like, it's about the people.
It just happens to be like in space.
Yeah.
Or about AIs. Yeah, that's the best.
The main fiction. Character is a piece of a ship AI.
Yeah.
So
well,
there's
the best ones where the science is there, but so it's not.
It's about the people, and like there's science, and like, but it's just like, it's science the way we have like a smartphone. You don't know how your smartphone works necessarily, and you don't think about it. It's not important. You just have it. This is how it works and how it affects society.
Yeah. Which is great.
It's that kind of sci-fi.
Beautiful. That is my preferred
Loved
kind of
it.
sci-fi.
It was one of those books that got into my head so hard I had a dream about it. Like it worked its way into my dream one night, so like
wow.
it got in my brain. 5 stars.
Okay.
And then I read a really short one. It was something about Hygge. Oh god, I should have practiced this before I started. Hygge? Hygge.
I don't know. I can never pronounce it correctly.
It's that ew sound that I can't do properly, so I'm gonna go with Hygge, which I know is wrong. But I can't do it right.
There's no way we aren't being corrected in chat. There's no way we're not being corrected in chat.
Susanna, Ancillary Justice is by Anne Leckie. Leckie, I believe. I have to look it up on Goodreads because I don't actually remember the full title of the thing that I just finished reading like yesterday. It was really short. It was a 3-hour audiobook. It was great.
Oh yeah, I love those.
The Little Book of Hygge, The Danish Way to Live Well.
Okay.
It was, Asa says I didn't do too bad.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was just a short little thing that's, the author works at the Research Institute for Happiness or something, and Danes are apparently the happiest people in the world on average, so it's like, and why is that? And so it's just learning about this whole concept of, it's not just coziness, but it also encompasses safety and relaxation and personal relationships, and it's just all this stuff that they've encompassed with this word.
Okay.
It was amusing. It was kind of,
it was good.
Basically like a long podcast.
Which, I mean, I really enjoy, so. I read a book about caffeine that was like 4 hours long. It was delightful.
Nice. Yeah, that is my books. Oh, and I played a story-driven game, which was really fun. Available on Steam is Strange Horticulture.
Okay.
So you inherit this plant shop, and you're just working at a plant shop. Magic is totally a thing, but it's like low-key magic. So like maybe it's not even magic actually is a thing, but it's like pretty low-key magic, and it's like very occulty and culty. There's totally a cult or two, and there's mystery and stuff's happening, and it has multiple endings. So I have found one of the endings now.
Okay.
I managed to find the ending where nobody dies.
Is it a rare ending to find?
When I was reading forums to cheat a little bit on some of the puzzles, it sounds like it, yeah.
Okay.
Most people seem to find a less good ending, so I have to go find the less good endings now.
Yeah.
Plus, I still have some achievements to get, like get through the game without using the hint button. Didn't manage that.
Hey, listen, I have Tharsis, and it's a dice rolling survival game, and I have yet to get the Cannibalist achievement.
Ooh.
I'm not sure I want it. I'm honest. Die a lot in that game.
Anyway, so Strange Horticulture it's a very fun, very chill game. You just kind of like serve customers and then click on places on your map, and then you like go on little trips to collect plants for your plant shop, and then people come in with their various ailments and problems, and you give them plants for their problems, and and it like sometimes it's rainy, and then all the book pages make the nice flippy sounds, and you've got a cat. You can pet the cat. It's very important.
You should always pet the cat when you have cats in games. That's how it works.
Anyway, it was a fun little story-driven game. I think it's like $20 on Steam right now.
That's not too bad.
What is chat saying? Talking about yarn. People are buying yarn. People are buying Erin's yarn, I think.
It's hard not to buy yarn because Erin has really nice yarn. It's hard not to buy yarn, I'm honest.
Susanna, the last name spelling is, let me actually look it up. It's right here. Ann, A-N-N, Leckie, Leckie.
Oh, I should go down to the bottom.
In Dana, or also saying in Danish, it's hygge. Hygge. I'm struggling, I'm sorry. And in Norwegian, we use kos or coziness. K-O-S. Interesting. I just kind of assumed it would be the same word because my understanding is that Danish and Norwegian is pretty close in terms of linguistics. But apparently it's a different word. Learning.
I don't know what to do with you.
We're learning.
We're learning?
The more you know.
Oh, rainbow included?
Yeah.
So I went on a book reading spree this week, mostly because books kept coming up as ready to be off the hold list and in my library app. So I was like, holy Hannah. I accepted 4 books this week, put 2 on the please deliver to me in 7 days hold. And I had like 3 books in there. So like there's a lot of books on my Libby app I'm trying to get through because I hate being that person that holds on to the book for the month and doesn't get them read, because especially if there's a wait list. So I finished Dark Arts and a Daiquiri by, oh man, Amanda, my eyes are so tired, Annette Marie. And Dark Arts and a Daiquiri is book 2 in a series, and I enjoyed it. So then I started and finished 2 Witches and a Whiskey, which is book 3 in the same series. Book 1 finally came up from the hold on the Libby app, so I'm going to listen to that. But then I think I'm done with the series. I probably won't continue it from there. Not that it isn't enjoyable, but I can see where it's going, and I'm like,
Little too predictable?
I'm a little over that specific heroine.
Fair enough.
I'm a little over that specific heroine type, so it's hard for me to stay committed to a full series for it anymore. I did finish Mouse, A Survivor's Tale. Oh, Jesus. Survivor's Tale, My Father Bleeds History, which is the graphic novel that I was reading for book club. It covers the Holocaust survival, so like it has a very, very deep narrative sense to it. So like the writing's very heavy because it's a very heavy topic. I'm not a fan of the art style, and I have a lot of problems when we anthropomorphize. Oh, I can't spit that word out very often. Historical events. Like I struggle when I liked Rat Queens. This is my best example for it. And Rat Queens is fantasy. Like they're not real. They're not real characters. It's not a real place and time there. It's all fictional. So it doesn't bother me. But when we're talking about like real history, real events, real things that have happened, I get very uncomfortable with the idea of anthropomorphizing those characters and that story. For me, it takes away from the gravity of what it is we need to know.
Mm.
And if we're honest, and I mean honest, most people will be there for the art, not for the written word in the graphic novels. You're going to get some that do the written word over the art, but most of us are who like graphic novels and like manga are there for the art, and the story is beautiful, but the art tells a big part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
So I have problems when we do that, and it's not strictly on a fictional sense or a myth telling idea. So it's like, you know, how Raven got its color, telling a moralized, like a moral story of human behavior traits, like how Narwhal got its tusk and that idea. But when we're doing it, and it's like it's human history rather than moral or fictionalizing something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't deal well with it. I don't like it. I tend to be quite critical about the concept. Now, Mouse, I only read book one. It's a two book graphic novel series. We had to read it because some people got upset because the school board in Tennessee said that grade 8 students couldn't read it, but grade 9 students could. So some people on the left went way out into left field, as they have been known to do from time to time, just as the right can go out the right field from time to time. So the first time it popped up in any of the threads for any of the book club members, it was, a book was banned in Tennessee. So you look into it, right? Wasn't banned. It wasn't banned. It wasn't canceled. They weren't burning it. The school board literally said it wasn't appropriate for kids grade 8 under, but it was okay to teach at grade 9 and up.
And then the media ran with it?
And the media ran with it. Do I necessarily agree with the division of age? Well, no, but it's not burning them. It's not banning it. It's not taking it off the shelves. It's just they don't want kids grade 8 or younger reading it. Okay, fair. Not my call. Not my kids.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, did I like it? No.
Well.
Did I read it? Yes. Am I absolutely over and above beyond done with reading about World War histories? I am. Guys, I have a history degree. I have read so much about the World Wars, and I had no interest in them to start with. Yes, I got the gravity of the situation. I understand the airplanes. I got the concept of the change of war. You have to do all of that studying. I did all of that studying. So I hate having to do it now because it is not an area of history that I enjoy. I understand it's still a problem now. Under such a
Yeah.
Starts with an S. There's so many words in this topic I just struggle with so hard. I know it's still a thing, and I know they still struggle with it. I hate that it's still a thing. And I know it's a thing because we're not educating. They don't know. Like, my niece asks me questions because she doesn't know, and they're not taught in schools. But, like, I'm also a mandatory fan of all 4 years of high school. Your butt takes history from the start of September till June, all 4 years, because you need that time just to wrap your brain around the basics.
If they're not teaching super sanitized Western European
which
history.
We need to not be teaching. Which we need to not
or at
be
least
teaching.
be teaching less of, so there's room for other stuff.
Yeah, we need to not be teaching. So
the amount of history I've learned from YouTube videos that just absolutely was not touched on at all in school is just like staggering.
Yeah, and you're just like, what now? That we need that as a resource is depressing. Oh, thankfully, on Monday, after I was done Mouse, David and Goliath, Underdogs, Misfits, and the Art of Battling Giants came up on my Libby app, and I've been waiting over 6 months for this book.
Nice. So jump on that.
I read it in about a day and a half.
Oh, wasn't that a big one?
It's a bit of a baby. It's not huge. I'm actually going to pull up the page count. Oh, yeah, it's not even over 400 pages. It's in the 300-page marker. So it's fine.
I had in my head it was like a 40-hour audiobook type deal.
Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't that long. So loved that. Super happy to see that pop up because it looked at historical characters. Well, obviously they started with the biblical myth of David versus Goliath. It's in the title of the book.
Yeah.
And it looks at and talks about perceptions of advantages versus disadvantages. So what is a strength, and is it really a strength, or is it not a strength in of itself? And then the author used modern day examples of how what we perceive as strength and what we perceive as weakness is skewed incorrectly.
Okay.
Skewed incorrectly. So in the sample of the David versus Goliath, big old Goliath, right? Little shepherd David. They literally talked about ancient warfare and the different classes that you would have. So you would have, like everyone, you got your close combat, you got your fast moving, and you got your artillery. That's pretty standard. Most armies still have that. They got their slow move tanks versus. We just changed what we're doing with it. I talked about, was it that Goliath was strong because he was described as such a big man, like he towered over other people, and the words that he chose to use and how things were going, or was it that he was so big because he suffered from a genetic defect that continuously had him growing, which, you know, is offset by the fact that a lot of people who have it also have a lot of pressure on their eyes, so they don't see well, so they see double, they have blurry vision, so they're not good, they don't walk fast or well because their joints are out of skew and things aren't quite balanced right. So was it that Goliath was strong and beefy, or was it just he was so big and hulking and slow and couldn't see, that's why he fit into one side of the army? And the reason he didn't understand to be afraid of David and a slingshot, which by the way are very dangerous, was because he couldn't see David until it was too late. So he didn't understand that he'd come from the wrong kind of combat, and that David, in the case of the slingshot or the shepherd, was the superior force at the time. So it's just the concept of what is a strength and what is a weakness and how you work around it. So that beautifully done, has whole sorts of different real life people and their struggles and their stories and what they did and how they didn't look at everything the same way everybody else did, and why they were successful, because they just went, but that doesn't make any sense. Logically, it doesn't make any sense. Why are you doing it this way? So I enjoy those types of nonfiction books because I like thinking too much. Then, of course, because everybody's talking about Bridgerton Season 2 coming out, which no, I will not be watching, I decided to put all of the Bridgerton books on hold through Libby on Audible just to listen to them again, because I read them a coon's age ago. And on the way to the wedding, which is like the last in the series, it's book 8 because it covers the last kid, Gregory, 8 children, was available. So I just picked it up and read it first because, well, quite frankly, I don't need to read them in sequence. Like, I've already read them once. It's fine. Then The Duke and I came up, and I finished that 5 minutes before I called Diana. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 6 books this week.
Nice. I have not read nor watched any Bridgerton. I feel like I would enjoy it, so I should probably do that.
The books are delightful. The TV show is fine, guys. The books are better. My only real big problem with television show is generally the casting of characters. I get attached to how some characters look and are portrayed, and I get grumpy. I get grumpy when they shift too far from what they are in the book. So we'll use The Duke and I, which is the premise of season 1 for Bridgerton's. Warning, there could be spoilers.
Spoilers bound. Okay.
Spoilers bound. Did I care that they made Duke Hastings not Caucasian? No, didn't bother me. Don't care. Bring it on. Let's have more color in our television shows. Do it. Hands down. Didn't bother me the slightest. Also, super loved it because the guy that they chose to play Duke Hastings is, hello, woo, you're pretty. I'll look at you all day. Not a problem. Super okay with it. Did it annoy the out of me that Daphne's a blonde? Oh, yeah. Absolutely hate it. Absolutely hate it. Daphne Bridgerton is not a blonde. She is a brunette who is every man's best friend and nobody's love interest until the Duke Hastings and her make their deal. In the television show, she's blonde, she's a jewel of the season, she's exceptionally gorgeous, and all men want her to start with. And she's lonely because her brother chases them away. Daphne Bridgerton in the book has been out for 3 seasons. She's gotten a couple proposals, but most people literally go, oh, you make such a great friend. And she has the classic Bridgerton looks, which is chestnut brown hair and brown eyes. Brown hair, brown eyes, lovely person, but not what society formats as the ideal, which is the blue-eyed, blonde English lady. That pissed me off. That pissed me off. Yeah.
That's sort of a key component to that whole dynamic. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they had to change Daphne's character to fit the new profile that they gave for her, which irritated the nonsense out of me, because Daphne Bridgerton in the books is a delightful person who is insatiably curious, can't help herself, has to know, gets into trouble because she has to know.
I love those characters.
Which delight me greatly. And it's frustrating because she wants to be married, she wants to have children, she wants to have that life. But all the men she could conceivably go, yeah, I wouldn't be annoyed as all get out to be married to you, only see her as a friend.
Friend zone.
And you lose all of that by just having something pretty and blonde play Daphne.
Right.
Without any of that frustration, that curiosity aspect to it. So I'm just like, not okay with those changes.
All right.
Those are the things that irritate me.
Karen says, the books are always better. Susanna says, I've read them all quite a few years ago. Oh, Erin says that she has all of your physical Bridgerton books. Do you want me to send them to you?
Why? I can't read them. Oh, send them to Diana if you're done reading them.
I mean, I'll take a box of books. Sure.
There's a box sitting in the hallway I have to send you that's got books in it. I don't even know how long.
I'll take boxes of books. Anymore. Yeah, absolutely. Send me books. I'll read them eventually.
I don't want to carry that heavy box to the bloody post office to mail it to you. I understand. Don't want to. It's gonna get, my arm's gonna get tired. I'll be like lugging my cat to the post office. I don't want to do it. Just see her on the Thursday Night Live, just lounging. My arm ached. It's like, Chris, get off, cat. You're so heavy. She was doing that lounge like a baby belly up thing she does. Just hanging out. I'm like, Mom's got to do stuff now. No? Okay, cool. Thanks, cat.
Raspberry says, yes. Yep, books are better, but the show is enjoyable to watch. I call it fluff TV.
It is. It was fine, but I'll get so annoyed if they change too much else about characters that I'm attached to that I cannot risk it. I cannot risk it. It'll just annoy me. So I won't be watching season 2. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. It's those character changes every time. Every time. You know me. You know what's gonna make me grumpy.
Oh yes, I am far less grumpy from these things.
Yes,
so
you are.
I will. I'll read and watch both eventually.
Oh yeah,
eventually.
Well, yeah. We'll just keep inundating you with books. You just start getting book box deliveries. Your husband, where are we going to put all these books?
I'm not a book blogger. Ah!
Most of us who do book blogging or do book reviews get them digitally now.
Well, yeah, because you'd end up with so many books. I mean, I got rid of a lot of books to move provinces, and so I don't mind the idea of rebuilding my library a bit.
Thankfully, with the pandemic, a lot of them have gone to digital copies for review copies, which has been great because it's got to save them on shipping, on print runs, on like so many things. Yeah. And it just saves so much space. They're just on my tablet and I don't have to rehome them or anything because that's a very difficult thing to do because you can't resell them. Mm-hmm. They just exist there and I don't have to worry about it. Do not have to worry about it. It's fine. Do I need a new tablet because I need more storage? Yes, but that is not their problem. That is my problem. My tablet is 8 years old. It's
Oh man, is that still the tablet that we started the podcast with?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's still running.
Wow.
Will I get a new tablet? Yeah. Will I put all the books on it? Heavens no. I will keep that tablet and its charger. I will just keep it tucked away with all the files downloaded on it. And then I'll just start downloading the new books on the new tablet when I get the new tablet. We were going to do it this Christmas when my dad was in town. We were gonna set it up and do that because that's a whole complicated thing, and people get antsy, and I can't read contract forms. So I take my dad. I take my dad because I don't have a husband. So I take my dad, and he reads the contracts for me. Because imagine me trying to read the contract form.
Oh, it'd be there for hours.
Tell us or something. I'd be there for freaking ever. Where dad can just do the reading and go, yeah, no, you're good. Does this, this, and this. So that's what I do. I don't know what I'm going to do when my dad passes away. Oh, my brother-in-law is excited about shopping for new tech. So I'm still going to need someone to read those flipping contract things to me.
I mean, guys, you can usually convince guys to go to electronics places.
Yes, I can. I generally don't find it overly difficult, or to eat cake with me.
Yeah, food.
Yeah.
New toys.
Not big of a deal. So that's fine. But yeah, next week is probably going to be equally book heavy because I have so many books on that Libby app, and I still haven't made it to the second book in the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. Oh my goodness, which I want to read, and I have the book club month for this read to read too. So, which is The Good Neighbor, the autobiography of Mr. Rogers.
I want to read that.
Which I've read once, but I'm super delighted to read again. So it was like my suggestion. We were having a heck of a time, and I was like, okay, does anybody have a copy of this book? And of course they're like, no, good. Could get it from the library. I'm like, done and done. The guy who runs the book group, he's like, finished, done, perfect. I'm like, and we have a book. Okay, good. Oh my god. Took so long. I cannot be the only person making suggestions. I want to read different books. Even if they're ones I don't like.
I appreciate the sci-fi book club out here, or I guess sci-fi fantasy book club out here, that a couple of people, we did all the work of choosing books for the entire year and just posted them like, this is what we're reading this year. Done. Discussion over.
You should send me this year's list and last year's list from your book club so I can just throw that at them.
Sure. Can do.
Take out some of the ones that the group's already read, so just to have something to read. Well, the first suggestion was reading The Watchmen because we'd read the graphic novel Mouse, except I've already read The Watchmen, and that was ages ago, and reading physical print books, I had a headache for like nearly 2 days from having to read Mouse. It just don't do physical print very well at all anymore, so I'm like, no.
Fair. Watchmen is really good, though.
It is, and I read it, and it was enjoyable, but I really don't feel the need to revisit something that is that old. But I'm going to read something new.
Fair.
Yeah. Whatevers.
People are asking if Erin's going to carry your box of books to the post office.
She might carry it to the car.
Yeah. She says, no, but she'll chauffeur you and the box to the post office. Susanna's asking, did you read the ones that I suggested?
No, I've got them on holds. Okay.
So I'm glad you know what that means. Yeah, what suggestions? Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember.
They're on hold right now. I'm waiting for them.
Okay.
I have like 30 books on hold, and the list never seems to get smaller.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. The to read pile gets bigger and never smaller.
Never smaller. I think, I have like over 600 books on my hold list. I have over almost 1,000 marked on Goodreads that I've read, and I haven't been using Goodreads that long. And I don't use it consistently, so it doesn't have all of the books I've ever read. It's just got the ones I've remembered to put in it. Well, sometimes you can't do it because, like, if I read a review for like a book that isn't out for 6 months, I do the read, I do the review, I write it, I send it in. By the time the book comes out, I've forgotten I've read it, so it doesn't get marked anywhere.
Oh, the bird murder books. Yes, those are the ones Susanna was suggesting.
Yeah. I put the first two on hold. I gotta wait for them to get to me.
Let's see if my library has those, because they sound entertaining.
I'm looking forward to it. I hope they're cozy murders. Those will be good. And I'm all caught up on Critical Role. I may honestly rewatch The Legend of Vox Machina again this week. Can't help it. I love that flippin' animated show so much.
Oh no, they're not available digitally. I'm so sad.
So much.
Oh, but A Court of Wings and Ruin is up. Haha.
Grab it. Snag it.
Borrow.
That's the second, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, you're gonna like that. Oh, you're gonna like that so much. Oh, so good.
Oh, I grabbed the ebook, not the audiobook. Oh well, that's how that's gonna be. Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You're still gonna enjoy
it'll
it.
Work.
Yeah. Just read it in bed before you go to sleep.
I actually like reading it in the morning before I even get out of bed because I don't have to turn on any lights because it's a backlit screen. I like that because the blue light before bed
it's bad.
So I like a physical book before bed, but an ebook in the morning to like blast my blue light into my eyeballs and wake me up. And just
Okay, cool. That's fair. I need to finish typing out notes for the Night Haunt Army this week. Yay. I was gonna buy the Night Haunt book, the Warhammer Army book that I need, but we're literally getting a new book in the next 4 months, so I'm not spending.
Oh no, wait! Mist and Fury is the third one, and Thorns and Roses is the second one. Oh no, crap! Oh no, oh dear. This is not helpful.
It happens.
Well, okay.
What I need to do, I think, is get Kindle Unlimited. I've been debating about it, but I think I'm going to do it. I forgot how nice it is to just sit on the couch and read a book all day. That's what I did on Saturday.
Right?
Cleaned my floors and read a book. That is all I did, guys. And talked to my mom and ordered Newburger. That's it. That was my whole day yesterday.
Okay, my hold on Mist and Fury might come up before I have to return this one. Okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
If not, then when you go back in and make sure you loan out the audiobook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all there is for that one. Oh, so good. So there you go. Well, we talked about books. We talked about knitting. We talked about everything. We even talked about Critical Role. Gonna watch
so many things.
This Thursday? No, next Thursday. The 17th. It's their 7-year anniversary.
I might be able
2 years longer.
I'm going to be in the appropriate time zone and everything because I'm going to be in Vancouver, which is the same time zone. Maybe. Strong. Maybe it's also the last day of my work stuff and I have to fly the next morning. We'll see.
It won't be
Strong,
too bad
maybe.
starting at 7. It's not too bad if it's starting at 7 p.m. because you'll be in your hotel room, right?
Yeah, except I think I'll probably still be out for dinner with people at 7. Realistically speaking.
You're a problem.
I'll probably be out socializing with people.
Weirdo. I'll be at home at 9 p.m. Manitoba time, and I will be watching. Because they've gone and gotten themselves into trouble, like they do.
I'm still watching Last Thursdays.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, the innuendo jokes are great.
Ooh, okay. I just got into it this morning.
Oh, yeah, they break Matt. I don't know why he doesn't stop and think like a 14-year-old boy, because Laura Bailey sure does.
Oh, I can't wait.
She doesn't. And he walked right into it. Like the whole cast was laughing at him, but he just went.
And carry on.
Definitely had a moment, which made me laugh. So totally fine. But if that's it, and we're all caught up on chat, we can wrap it up for the day.
I got a few more messages. Nikki's committed to a year of Star Trek watching with Josh while I knit Aaron's yarn into socks for him.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Karen's saying I think there's new episodes for most weeks this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I suppose there's like several Star Treks going on right now.
There is.
Picard is... I like I like Picard. And Discovery was... I don't know. Discovery didn't grab me, but I'm liking Picard.
I think I made it through like 4 episodes of Discovery and said, F no. I did
Picard season 1 and I'm like, eh.
But I couldn't get access to Picard and I wasn't going to go hunting for it. It's like, no. We're going streaming services and you won't multi-platform. I'm not doing it.
Fair.
I have the couple that I have, and if you're not on those, it's not my problem. I'm not watching you.
Fair. Also says, I've been better on logging my reads on Goodreads this year. Let's see if that will be a habit.
Things I
really
wish
like watching
I
my
had
little
as
progress
habits.
bar go up, so I find that extremely rewarding. for my
It
reading
is
challenge.
very, yes.
Sitting
I
at
know
like
it's gonna
9%.
it's gonna bump a lot today because I leave the books in my reading column till we do our recordings or we do our lives, and then I once we're done, the first thing I do is transfer all the ones I have been reading to my read pile, and that progress bar moves up a little. Why did I say 130 books? Why? I have to be at 60 some odd books by July.
Well, you just read 6 this week, so like you're doing fine.
I didn't read any for like the weeks before.
Susanna says all the books by Donna Andrews have birds in the name with funny references. Crouching Buzzard, Leaping Loon.
Oh no.
No Nest for the Wicked. Wicket?
No Nest for the Wicket? Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna get
Cockatiels at 7. Revenge of the Wrought Iron Flamingos. That's the one with the female blacksmith.
Yep. Oh, see, they're good stories. I will continue to listen to them all the way through.
Karen says Discovery got good over the last 2 seasons. Very different from season 1. All right, maybe I'll give it another try. Although at this point I have to rewatch season 1 because I don't remember what happened.
I'm fine. I'm good. I want new stuff. I don't want revamps of old stuff. I want new stuff that's good and fun to watch.
I mean, Discovery's new. It's just in the same universe.
Is it on Netflix? I think it's on You have Netflix.
I don't even know. It's on one of the things that we have because Mr. Diana watches it.
No. On Netflix, there's a show called Comey Can't Communicate. There's only 1 season of it. It's a very cute anime. It's
okay.
Mr. B and I both think it's adorable as all get out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's 1 season. Totally watchable. It's
love it.
Delightful. It is got all of the overtop elements that I super enjoy. It has a beautiful story and art style which he enjoys, and it's slice of life, which is like that happy middle place.
It's like watching perfect.
It's like watching Sweet Magnolias. It is disturbingly wholesome, but you can't stop watching because everybody solves their problems with talking and communicating and working it out and being good people. And we need more of that on television. Less of this dark, I can't see any scenes, nobody grows up, nobody learns how to adult nonsense. Let's have like good TV. But it is distressingly wholesome TV. Distressingly wholesome.
People are suggesting Lower Decks. I have seen Lower Decks. Lower Decks is great. I love Lower Decks. The animated Star Trek. It's cute.
Yeah, I didn't get into it. That's fine. But I'm also one of those ones that it's like, I want to see less franchising and more, like, I watch indie films. I watch things with subtitles. I watch things that aren't made in English. That tends to be my watch go-to. And I'm very critical of most Western stuff because maybe 20 years ago we didn't know how much damage it was causing, but we are now very aware of how much damage it's causing, and we're still making it. What?
Squirrels doing squirrel things. I don't even know.
I love when the squirrels come out because you just start to match that Instagram reel you did where you were talking, you kept getting distracted. It's just been you all day today.
Well, they were like running up and down the tree. Like, what are you even doing?
I feel like
crazy squirrels.
I should send you a link for the stuff window cling I have on my window. Put it on your window. It doesn't block any light. My window's open. No light's being blocked, but you can't see outside.
But I like seeing outside. I like to watch the squirrels. Sounds really cute. Staring intently at something. Possibly me. I don't know. But it's very cute. It's one of the black ones.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, if
we should probably wrap this up.
Caught up, I'm going to do an outro now.
Yes. Please save me from myself.
Oh, so the problem is when I preface it, that's the word, preface it, I cannot spit out the outro. We've tried this before. I can't do it. Because I just flow into it. You know me. I can't schedule these sorts of things. It's got a segue. Okay, so I will say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you,
don't forget to knit.
I gotta think about it if I'm not just going. And next is, oh gosh, what do I want?